governors! Last week at PAX West, I got to go hands-on with Divinity Original Sin 2's campaign. Holy crap. And as you may or may not know, the early access is coming out on September 15th. So what I got to play was essentially what the early access content will be. So I thought it would be fun to kind of give you a little heads up as to what to expect and what some of the cool new features are that are coming to Divinity Original Sin 2. This will be spoiler free, so do not worry, I will not spoil anything. Probably mostly because I don't know much of anything in terms of story. So I'm just going to kind of go over some of the cool gameplay features and stuff. And if you're looking for PvP info, I made another video about that, and I will link to that here. Hopefully I know how to do the annotation thing, and down below in the about section. Okay, let's do this. So when you start up the game, you choose your difficulty and all that kind of awesome rad stuff. What? You have, I think it's 7 things to choose from before you can even get started, and we're gonna see if I remember all of them. Let's see how this goes. So you get to choose your name, race, class, gender, origin story, musical instrument, and tags. Yes! I'm so excited. That was good. Good, go me. So some of that is all self-explanatory, but we will talk a little bit about some of the things that aren't so self-explanatory, like races, for example. And let's see if I can remember these. Oh God, I'm putting myself on the spot. Okay, so you have human, dwarf, elf, lizard, and undead. I hope those 5 are the only ones that are known of right now. Anyway, so each race has its certain perks. So for example, if you want to play as an elf, a really fun perk you get is that you get to eat the flesh of a thing. I don't know if it has to be dead or not. Hopefully it has to be dead, otherwise you are that just gets weird. Anyway, so you eat the flesh of a dead thing, and then you absorb like the memories surrounding that particular flesh that you ate. Does that make any sense? Basically, if you eat the arm of Joe, you will learn all that there is to know about Joe. Well, to an extent. Yeah. A new feature coming to Divinity Original Sin 2 are origin stories, and origin stories are packed with specific pre-made characters, and you can choose to play as one of these specific pre-made characters at the character selection screen. And basically what that means is that you will experience Divinity Original Sin 2 through the eyes of this character, including the background that this character has. And now these origin stories are very important to the overall story of Divinity Original Sin 2, so it's kind of like a more intimate look at these characters and their journey as Divinity Original Sin 2 unfolds. Does that make any fucking sense? To help clarify, you do not need to play as a character with an origin story. You can create your own character and kind of give them their own background in your head of sorts. But these origin story characters will be in the game, and you can recruit them, and even if you don't recruit them, their stories will continue to unfold throughout the events of Divinity Original Sin 2. So you can either play as an origin story character and be like, oh, like I'm gonna play as the red lizard and I have a crazy past, or you can play as the lady who is like possessed by demons, and just kind of like assume that character, or you can be your own person. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Oh, I should totally be in PR. Another cool thing related to the whole origin story shenaniganry is that if you and your friends, and by the way, Divinity Original Sin 2 supports 4-player co-op, all decide to play as origin story characters, there's a very good chance that throughout the story, you know, your characters are gonna disagree on some stuff, and the stories are gonna kind of conflict in certain like elements. And so at that point, you're gonna have to decide whether or not you need to cooperate or compete with your so-called friends in order to achieve your ultimate goal. It's like, do you leave your brosifs in the dust, or do you like help them out? It's like up to you. So that's gonna be, I think, a really fun, that's something I'm personally looking forward to. I think the first time I play Divinity Original Sin 2, I'll start with my own character, but then I think I'll assume the role of an origin character, and I'll have my friends also be origin characters, so we can see how that plays out and like how the stories like actually conflict and all that good stuff. Okay. The next new thingies are tags, and these are kind of, think of these as being like bullet points. Like if someone were to take me, they would probably be like weird, crazy, spunky, blonde, So basically these tags describe your character. Now these are predetermined based, I think, off of your race and class and that kind of stuff, but you can gain and lose tags throughout the game. So if you are a noble and you do something very unnobly, you'll probably lose that tag. And these tags, when you're creating a custom character, you can choose them yourself during my gameplay session, I was like a jester, a noble person, and something else. And these tags affect the way that you are viewed throughout the world and the way people interact with you. And they also open up new dialogue options that you would not have otherwise if you did not have these tags. So I think that's, I personally, again, think that's awesome. And I think that adds a lot of replayability, especially to like the dialogue aspect of the game. So you can always have new tags and talk to people and get different responses and dialogue options. And I think that's awesome. The musical instrument, from what it sounds like, is just something that's more for fun than anything. It's kind of like your character's theme throughout the game. So during like combat or important story events or story decisions, that instrument will take the lead. So that's kind of cool. And if I've heard that if you are playing cooperatively with someone, that if shit's going down on their end, you're gonna hear their music like blaring, and you're gonna be like, oh, some shit's going down. Yeah, just like that. Two other things I didn't get to experience for myself during the demo, but I'm looking forward to, is I think they're saying it's better and improved crafting system. Crafting is basically what you would think it would be, except for this time around you can create certain equipment and skills through crafting that you can't get anywhere else. So that's something fun to look forward to. And the other thing is something called the tension meter. And now there's low, medium, and high, I believe, are just the 3 generic words they're using to describe the stages of said tension meter. And how this will come into play is that AI and other NPCs will act accordingly to the tension meter. So if you're like in a heavily guarded prison and you accidentally like tap a guard on the shoulder, they're gonna probably fucking kill you because their tension is so high because they're in a heavily guarded prison. But if you're in a forest, things are probably more relaxed and people are probably more chill, so you can probably get away with a little bit more. That's my understanding of it. Regardless, I'm looking forward to that new mechanic as well. I think it's going to make things very interesting, especially because my co-op partner tends to kill everybody and try to steal everything, and I think that just kind of spells disaster, actually. Yeah. So those are some of the things that I picked up on my demo that are new to Divinity that I'm really excited about. As for my demo itself, now this is what I do, ladies and gentlemen. When I demo a game, I play it like I would play a game if it were the full release and I had all the time in the world to play it. And what I mean by that is I wander around, I talk to everyone, I loot everything, and that's all well and good because it gives me a feel of how I will actually play the game and how I will like react towards it. But the problem is that I don't get very far in the demo because I'm so like consumed with like playing it how I normally would. So what I can tell from you, what I can tell you about what I played, is that Divinity Original Sin 2's campaign just felt like a bigger, better, more polished Divinity Original Sin, and that is absolutely an amazing thing, not a bad thing whatsoever. And with all these new features, I'm just really excited to dive in and experience like the dialogue and just the story and explore everything and find all the treasure chests and manipulate the fuck out of that game, because that's what Larian Studios wants you to do. They want you to try to break the game. And what I mean by that is that if you see like a wooden door and it requires a key to get in and inside there's all this loot, but you don't have the key, just fucking break down the door, whack it like for 10 minutes until it like busts down with your blunt weapon, or hurl a fireball at it. Or if an NPC has like something you want on them, just fucking kill them or steal it, do whatever you want. And you can kill every, like, I think I read that you can kill every NPC in this game, and that you can completely massacre towns, but the game will still be finishable. And I just think that's fucking amazing. I'm rambling, it's so good. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching. Early access for Divinity Original Sin 2 is September 15th, and it sounds like there's a buttload of content that you'll be able to get from the early access. I'm thrilled about it, as you probably can't tell. And yeah, play some Divinity and let's talk about it. Bye!